Okay, my beautiful people, let's do another one. Today I'm feeling like just uploading stuff. All right, so it's time for you to get out of your own way. How about that? Yeah, sometimes we don't realize how much we get in our own way ourselves. It's ironic, but very true. So hear me out. We have this tendency to always overanalyze everything in every single way. It's human nature. Well, it's not human nature, but it's the way we were conditioned to be. It's the way we were made to think a certain way, act a certain way, that when things happen in our lives, we overanalyze. It's just the way most people do things. And then when you start overanalyzing things, instead of doing what you should be doing in the natural way, is let things play themselves out, just flow with it, allow things to happen, allow things to unfold. But because we have this tendency, most people have this tendency, obviously, especially if they don't know anything about spirituality. Um, if this is your first time here, you're very welcome. This is a space where I talk about, my journey, my life experience, and things related to that. So, what most people do is when things happen in their lives, whatever is going on, not only do they overanalyze things, they end up self-sabotaging all kinds of stuff. Could be anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic stuff. Okay, I know when you talk about self-sabotage, there's a lot of people out there that are going to be like straight up thinking about a partner or romance right out of the gate, but that's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying is self-sabotage can occur in any type of scenario, environment, experience that we're going through in our lives. It's just the way it happens. Because when you start to overanalyze, overthink, you're not using clarity. And if you're not seeing things clearly, you're going to screw up. I'm sorry, but that's exactly what you're going to do. You're going to screw up. Look, this is not my first rodeo, okay? So I just ask you that you trust my judgment here when I'm telling you these things, because I've lived quite a bit at this point, and I am speaking from my own perspective and my own experience of things that just happen in our lives. So, I'm not here to regurgitate somebody else's words or experience. This is my own personal experience with what I've lived and what I went through. And I am here to tell you that that's exactly how things play out. Because the minute you start overanalyzing, overthinking, that's the minute you cannot see things as they are. And when that happens, clearly, somewhere along the way, you're gonna mess stuff up, you're gonna make mistakes. The reason why people tend to overthink, overanalyze, and all of these things is because your ego is like always running in the background of things, especially if you're not doing anything. Like if you're not doing inner work of any kind, then your ego is running the show pretty much the whole time. And that's when you're gonna go through things like fear, doubt, anxiety, and every other single lower frequency feeling and emotion that there can possibly be out there. And you're gonna screw up. It just works like that. As opposed to if you actually let things play themselves out, let the natural order of things happen without interfering it from an observer point of view, from a being in the now, being in the moment, being aware of what's going on. Just let it play out. And things may, well, it's not things may, it's like things will happen in a completely different way that most likely will not only surprise you but shock you, because that's exactly how things work in our lives. I've said this many times, folks. I'm gonna say it again. Life is very simple when we learn how to look at it and live through it from the proper perspective. And I've said this before. Stop living in the past. Stop thinking about the future. Just be yourself. Live in the moment. Live in the now. That's the only thing you have to do. And once you do that consistently, long enough, that becomes like second nature. You're gonna see things changing in so many ways on a daily basis. It's going to feel like all of a sudden the universe is on your side. It's not only going to feel like the universe is on your side, it's also going to feel like you are making it all happen exactly the way you would like to see it happening. And that's exactly what you are doing it. If you're doing things right, if you're following my advice, and there are many other people talking about these things out there right now. People have written books on these things. There is so much information available. It's all at your disposal. Use that wisely. Apply it into your daily lives. And you will be glad you did. Because that's how it works, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly how it works. You just let things happen. Look at things from the heart perspective instead of using your mind so much. Not only that, let it play out, let it unfold. There is no need for you to play 1,000 different scenarios in your mind, trying to figure out what's going to come out of this, what's going to come out of that. Because you're only gonna make things worse that way. I'm telling you. So try doing it that way and see the results. And then you're gonna be like, wow, that guy was right. I know what I'm talking about. Sometimes we just gotta let things, happen. Certain things, sometimes it's only a matter of time. Um, there are so many factors, there are so many things. But that's basically, the root of the problem. We are always getting in our own way. We are the ones that usually screw things up for ourselves. Because, like I said, once again, you're the one that's in control here. Nobody else is sailing your boat. That's you. You're the one rowing. You decide which way you want to go. Do you want to go that way? Or do you want to go this way? Do you want to go straight? And there will be many pathways. If you're aligned, if you're balanced, if you're living in the now, living in the moment, going with the flow, and all the stuff that has been talked about so many times now, then you're gonna have multiple choices, no matter the circumstances. And in some situations, maybe there's just one way to deal with it, or let it play out, or whatever. But don't overanalyze and don't overthink. That's a huge mistake. I'm doing you a favor here for giving it all to you for free. and just do what I told you. You'll see. You see how it plays out. Totally different than all these 1,000 different ways you were thinking about. And maybe, well, not maybe, if you're doing things right, it's definitely gonna turn out in your favor. Because when you do things this way, that was 1313. I don't know what that means, if anybody wants to look it up. Once you do this, reconnection, rediscovering of yourself, and you start living your own life, living your true self, I'm telling you, it's a complete makeover. It changes it all. It's kind of like, think of it, if you were playing a video game and then you got all the cheat codes you need to do whatever the heck you want to do, because now you have all the rules and all the you know how to manipulate the whole thing the right way, so that no matter what happens, no matter what the outcome is, it's always going to benefit you somehow. Now, here's the thing though. There are things we have to go through in life that you won't be able to avoid it. The lessons, the things that need to happen, the karma, there's a lot of factors here. So it's not always going to be a sea of roses. And that would defeat the whole purpose of you being here to begin with. We come here to experience many different things, many different scenarios, many different experiences. And it's going to be different for every single one of us, because there's a lot of things that are related to all the stuff that happens. But regardless, it's all for your own benefit if you know how to navigate it all. And that is pretty much it. So, do deal with things by not overanalyzing, overthinking, and playing all these different things in your head. Do it from the right perspective, looking at it the right way. And I'm telling you, everything's gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. Everything's fine. And that's all I wanted to talk on this specific subject at this very moment. Okay? So just try it. Don't take my word for it. Try it. You can keep overanalyzing, overthinking, doing all that stuff, or you can do it the way I spoke about, by looking at it clearly, being in the now, being in the moment. Let it play out, let it unfold, see what happens. That is all. And with that out of the way, I finish like I always do. I love you all. Okay? I hope you all have had a good day. And if not, there's always tomorrow. Look at it that way. Okay? And then I will see you on the next one. Till next time, my friends.